Hello and welcome to Plus Sports on Plus TV Africa as it is Thursday and the weekend is close by. We're about to begin another thrilling weekend of Premier League and, Premier League as well as other league football from around Europe. Meanwhile, there is going to be a match this Friday that maybe you have forgotten about as the Falcons take on France. The Falconets, apologies. The Falconets take on under 20 France team. And according to Falconets midfielder Deborah Abiodun, the team is prepared to win the first FIFA Under 20 Women's World Cup in Costa Rica in Group C. Chris Danjuma's team will compete against France, South Korea, and Canada, with France as their first opponents. The France under-20 coach Sonia Haziraj has expressed her concerns regarding the Falconets. Haziraj stated that she has a great deal of admiration for African teams and admires the talent of Nigerian players. The Falconets have finished second in the competition twice and once reached the semi-finals. The competition's top favorites to win are the defending champions Japan, Germany, and the United States. Nigeria can, however, win the championship this time, according to Abiodun. This is a dream come true for all of us. We want to make all Nigerians proud and bring the World Cup to Nigeria, she told FIFA.com. The Falconets match against France is scheduled for Friday morning at 12 a.m. Now, I have with me today Susan Omopeloye. Susan?
Yes, good morning. Good to be here again.
Welcome. It's a pleasure having you. Of course, you must be paying attention to the under 20 women's team about to take on France tomorrow. What are your thoughts
Yes,
on their
definitely.
chances?
7 games through the qualifiers, and we won 6 of them, drawing only one. And the only draw we had was against Cameroon in Douala. So we've had one of the best records in terms of defense. We didn't concede a goal through the qualifiers, and we scored as many goals as possible, over 15 goals, more than everything that participated in the qualifiers. So heading up to the competition, we're hopeful that their performance will be top notch, and they're definitely going to deliver this time around. We've gotten to the quarterfinals at least 4 times, and runners up have been twice in Germany 2010 and 2014. We've also made it to the final in Canada as well. So it's been a very difficult task of winning the finals of the Women's Under 20 World Cup. But this time around, I'm very hopeful that Christian Danjuma has dotted his eyes and crossed his T's, and we'll be hopeful that we'll be able to get to the final and probably win it this time around. I'm very sure the girls, especially Flourish, she scored 7 goals. She's the top goal scorer of the qualifier. So we have a lot of talent and potentials in that team. And I'm very sure against France, we should be able to get maximum 3 points at least to qualify from the group first, before start talking about winning the title itself.
Susan, these ladies are the future of the women's senior team, and we've just seen recently how, unfortunately, the senior women's team performed. These girls are competing at under 20 level. They've come runners up twice. Their chances, they feel confident. Their head coach feels confident, and even you sound somewhat confident that they can bring the title home. But we've heard this before from our women's footballers. Sometimes they do bring it home, sometimes they fall just short. As the future of the women's national team, are these girls mature enough to take on the responsibility that this auspicious event will bring for them?
Yeah, I think they should be able to do that. They should be able to do that. We have a couple of them that are already established players playing in the end of the EFL, so they've got that experience. And if you look at the way we've transited into the national team, that's talking about Super Falcons from the under 20. We have a couple of them now playing in the national team. Rashida Tajibade, for example, played from the under 17 to the under 20. There's also Blue Buna who played from the under 17 to the 20. So the transition has been good. These players have got a lot of experience. In fact, in Africa, we're the most ranked team when it comes to the Falconets on the 20 national women's team, on the 17 national women's team. And it's just for us to translate that success from the continental level of Africa to the European level. So I think with what we have right now, I'm confident we should be able to bring it on this time. Well, the Super Falcons have never disappointed. Just to add to that, apart from the last outing that we had, which was quite questionable. You have less than 1 minute for this.
Susan, sounds like we lost Susan there. Let's go to the UEFA Super Cup that took place last night. Champions League winners Real Madrid outclassed Eintracht Frankfurt 2-0 on Wednesday, August 10th, to clinch the UEFA Super Cup for a record equaling fifth time and kick off their season with a trophy. A first half goal from David Alaba and another from Karim Benzema in the 65th minute that lifted him to second in Real's all-time scoring list with 324 goals, wrapped up the title for the Spaniards. Europa League winners Eintracht had offered some resistance in the first half and had chances to score but were eventually overrun by the Spaniards. The win also means Real's Carlos Ancelotti becomes the first coach to lift the trophy 4 times. The win brought Real level with AC Milan and Barcelona, who have also won 5 Super Cups. This Real Madrid squad seems to be proven indomitable, as the last 3 years have proven to be some of the most successful in the club's history. Of course, while Ronaldo was there, they also won 4 Champions Leagues, 3 of which were back-to-back under French coach Zinedine Zidane. Now, under Ancelotti again, they are breaking records, not just for themselves, but also for the Italian coach. The first stop on Serena Williams' farewell tour came to a quick end as she fell 6-2, 6-4 to Belinda Bencic in a second round action at the Canadian Open on Wednesday, August 10th, a day after announcing her forthcoming retirement from tennis. Williams arrived on the court to a standing ovation and had the full support of the capacity crowd throughout the 77-minute match, but was unable to conjure up the old magic that helped her lift 3 titles in Canada. After the match, Williams was presented with team jerseys of Toronto's NBA and NHL teams for her and her daughter, who was in attendance, as well as a bouquet of flowers that she carried off the court while wiping back tears. Prior to the match, a tribute video was played featuring comments from tennis pioneer Billie Jean King, current players like Coco Gauff and Emma Raducanu, as well as ice hockey great Wayne Gretzky, and highlights of Williams' Canadian triumphs. The highly anticipated match was played a day after 23-time Grand Slam champion Williams revealed in a Vogue article that she was evolving away from tennis and planned to retire from the sport she has dominated for over 2 decades. Meanwhile, I have with me Susan Omopeloye back on the show. Susan?
I'm with you.
Serena Williams is soon to leave the beautiful game of tennis. She's left an indelible mark on the sport. She's been an inspiration not just for little girls, but also aspiring little boys who would kill to have just half of her talent, half of her grit, and half of her trophies. It will really be a sad day, one worth plenty of shed tears, don't you think?
Well, definitely, and never has to come to an end. There's no champion forever. But Serena Williams is a legend, no doubt, and she's an icon when it comes to women tennis. And I'm not so sure in the next decade if we have any other tennis player, woman that is coming close to what Serena Williams has offered us in tennis. And we'll be missing her a lot because for every Grand Slam, you look forward to seeing a Serena Williams perform. I mean, she's set all the records, broken all the records. She's on 23 Grand Slam, about to equal Michael Kort's record of the 24th. So it's a lot she has offered the world of tennis. And you look at the possible options for replacement from the young tennis players right now. You look at the likes of Ashley Barkley, who had been on number one for quite a while, and she retired. Unfortunately, she couldn't cope with the stress and all of that. There's also Sabah that is coming up strong. There's Coco Golf, but all of these players have not been consistent enough. As of when Serena started at the age of 18, 19, winning the Grand Slams, and she was consistent over a period of close to 2 decades. So I don't know if we're going to get a replacement for Serena Williams, but the world of tennis would definitely miss her.
The fact that we might not get a replacement for her for anytime soon, because Coco Gauff once upon a time was labeled the next Serena Williams. Naomi Osaka came into the building and even she got appraised as the next Serena Williams. Both players have been unable to be as dominant in the sport, even at their age. Been able to be as dominant as Serena Williams was already becoming around that period of her career. The fact is, when she does go, just like in men's tennis, when the Roger Federer, Rafa Nadal, and Novak Djokovic retire and walk away from the sport, we are likely to have no dominant tennis players in either male or female tennis for a long time. Susan?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes,
Yes,
I'm saying that just like in men's tennis, we are soon going to
yes.
have no single powerhouse in women's tennis.
Yeah, it looks more that way. But for the male category, they still have some active players that are close to what Federer have offered as well. You mentioned the likes of Djokovic, that Nadal who have won 20 Grand Slam and
Outside
still got
like this.
age on their side to attain that level of their federal and surpass it. So they still have a replacement for all of this. We have young other male tennis players coming up. There's Tommy Team, there's a couple of them young ones. Nigeria is also around the corner. It might not have gone to that level, but consistency in time. So would they'll still also be able to find a replacement. But for Serena, I don't think so. It's really a tough place for the WTA to find them. So in terms of business, they're going to suffer because the kind of young tennis players they have right now, they don't have that mental toughness to be consistent for a long period of time. So what was happening with Naomi Osaka, where she's struggling with mental health issues, and she said she can't cope with the pressure that comes with being a world champion over the years and because so it's a lot of issues with the WTA. But the male category, I think they will always show themselves, even if we have the end of an era for Roger Federer, Nadal, Djokovic. They will always find a way to show themselves. They've got players that can do that. But WTA, I think we have to wait for another decade to get another Serena Williams.
Susan, it's always a pleasure having you. Thank you for joining us on Plus Sports on Plus TV Africa. And to everyone at home, as always, my name is Mikhail Tinubu. I'll leave you with unseeded Brit Dan Evans as he stunned fifth seed Andrei Rublev on Wednesday. Remember, life is never boring with some sports.